happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone. Today is Sunday. Of course, I worked all weekend, and Mr. Furley wants to say hi. Say happy Memorial Day. Oh, Mr. Furley. Yeah, that's my baby. He needs another. It's about time for his trim. He's got about 2 more weeks to go, but his fur grows so fast. Don't it, darling? Yes, it does. Anyway, for those of you who think it's gross, you can stop watching the video now, but my baby gonna give me sugars. Ain't that right, darling? Anyway, that's not what you tuned in for. So, I want to talk about Elliot Rodger. He is what they're calling the mass murderer who opened gunfire in, where was it? It was in California on Friday, I believe. Now, before he did that, he had a lot of videos on YouTube. He took most of them down. So apparently somebody had watched him and was very concerned about what he might do. He said he had a lot of guns in his room and stuff, and the police came knocking at his door. And so he said he thought then that it was over. He said if they had came in and searched, it would all have been over, because they would have took him off to jail and everything would have been over. But they didn't search. He said had they come back, because after they left, he went and reorganized his guns and put some to where he could grab them quickly, saying if the cops did come back, he was going to shoot the cops and try to escape. So it's a good thing no cops came back to that scene. However, he went onto the streets of Isla Vista, California, I believe is how you pronounce it. He apparently stabbed 3 people and then went out to the streets with a gun and just started shooting randomly and killed 3 more. So the officers that went to his door said they had gotten a video, apparently one of his YouTube videos, called My Twisted World by Elliot Rodger. And from that video, they said it was apparent that he was mentally disturbed. And but they said that when they went and talked to him at the door, they said that he was very well spoken. They said he was articulate, he was polite, and he was timid. He didn't seem like a threat and didn't seem like a person that they could hold involuntarily for 24 or 48 hours. So Elliot had told him that it was simply a misunderstanding, that he didn't intend to hurt anybody, and he really didn't intend to hurt himself either. So what he did then was, and we know this because he kept a journal, so everything I'm saying was in his journal. He went onto YouTube and took down most of his videos because they're all very disturbing. He took them down and said that he was going to upload them all again on the day of Retribution. So the day that he went on the killing spree, he re-uploaded the videos. I went to his YouTube channel and watched some of the videos, and he always said the same things. It's just really, really weird. He talks about how oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you what he said right here. He said, it was all because of the videos. I must have expressed too much anger in them. I immediately took most of them off of YouTube and planned to re-upload them a few days before the day of Retribution. And he uploaded the videos Thursday, calling it his last. He said that he was afraid that the police were going to find his guns and it would be all over, and then he would be sitting in a jail cell and he wouldn't be able to hurt anybody. And he said he could not imagine a darker hell than that. So what he did, he said that he was going to what he wanted to do was this is not what he did, but this is what he talked about in a video of doing. He said he was going to go into a sorority house filled with young blonde girls. He hated girls in general, but he must have really hated blonde girls. And he said that he wanted to slaughter all of these girls in their dorms. He said he wanted to slaughter them and kill them, and he wanted to kill the men too. He wanted to kill the guys too. He wanted to have mounds of skulls in rivers of blood. Those are his words, not mine. And he said that he wanted to do this just for them. He wanted to do this to them just because they lived a better life than he did. And he said they did not allow him to live a good life. The girls did not allow him to live a good life by not giving him sex and enjoyment. So he was going to take their life. He kept talking about how girls would not give him a chance, referring to himself as a 22-year-old virgin who's never had a girlfriend. He says he don't know why. He says he's the ideal guy. But he said that humanity is disgusting, deranged, and wretched because everybody lived a better life than him. He said he was the supreme gentleman, that he's been around the world, and he doesn't know why no girl wanted to sit in the passenger seat of his car. He had so much to talk about. So he just wanted to have a day of retribution and just kill everybody. He hated the girls for not dating him, and he hated the guys because he claimed that the girls, while they wouldn't give him the time of day, were throwing themselves at these other guys who were disgusting. And he said because the girls did not date him, that they preferred the other guys, that their manner in which they were thinking was disgusting, deranged, and perverted. Whose thinking is perverted? Anyway, he really had it out for women. In the comments section, which really pissed me off, in the comments section, there was at least 2, maybe 3 comments that said, bad parenting, and the parents should have seen this. When are people going to start blaming the people who do this instead of always blaming the parents? I know somebody that killed somebody, and this person had like 7 or 8 brothers and sisters. They were all raised in the same home by the same parents, and this one particular one stayed in and out of jail, killed his wife, and now in prison for the rest of his life. Is that bad parenting on his parents' part? When all the other ones turned out fine and living happy, healthy, normal lives. Not bad parenting. It's just something that goes wrong up here. Then people are quick to say, well, somebody should notice it and get them help. If a person is mentally ill, they're not going to get help if they don't want to get help. And most people that are mentally ill don't really know that they are mentally ill, or, they just don't realize it, or basically they just don't care. So, let's see, what else did he do? You can go onto his, and while he was shooting, he wrecked his car. So, and he was driving a BMW, so he had money. This is my thing. He was damning women all to hell for not dating him, calling himself the supreme gentleman. But he was a 22-year-old virgin. This was not a bad-looking guy. He was not bad-looking at all. He drove a BMW. He'd been around the world, so apparently he comes from money. Apparently he didn't know how to treat a girl. He didn't know how to talk to a girl. And the girls that he'd been around, he must have talked some really, really weird stuff to if they would not give him the time of day. Because he was not a bad-looking guy. He was a decent-looking guy. All of his guns were legally purchased. He had more than 400 rounds of unused ammunition when he wrecked his BMW while he was shooting. So, had he not wrecked his BMW, because he was shooting just at random people, and was having a shootout with cops too, if he hadn't wrecked his car and then shot himself in the head, he could have used another 400 rounds of ammunition, and that would have really, really, really been a mess. Some people say that they won't go onto YouTube and watch his videos because, you know, he's psycho. And he is. He was a psychopath. Straight up. But I looked at some of his videos this morning. All of his videos say the same thing. Basically, they say the same thing. There was one that I watched this morning before I went to work, and he was sitting in his car at the beach. And up there near the beach, there was a bench. And on that bench sat a man and a woman, and they were kissing. Of course, you really couldn't see them kissing. You know, the camera didn't pick it up that well. But he was telling you what they were doing. And he said that she was kissing this guy. He hated her. And he hated that guy. He said, this guy probably goes to the same college I do. And look at him. He's getting love and attention. And I hate to think about what they're going to be doing when they go home. You know, blah, blah, blah. And he says, meanwhile, what am I going to do when I go home alone? So, and then he kept talking about him sitting on the bench. He's like, look at them. I hate them. I hate them, he would say. And then there were some women jogging and riding their bicycles. You know, they'd go right by in front of the car and then go out of shot of the camera again. So they were very lucky, you know, that he didn't try to do something to them on that day. But yeah, he's got a lot of videos, and I'm going to watch them just to see how psycho this deranged man really, really was. So, will you watch his videos? And have you even heard about Elliot Rodger? If you want to go to his Facebook page, I mean, not his Facebook, but his YouTube page, unless they've taken it down. I haven't looked this evening, but it's Elliot, last name Rodger, Elliot Rodger, and he considers himself the supreme gentleman. And until next time, bye-bye.